One day long ago, two great gods of the Hindu pantheon were walking, Brahma, the creator, from one direction, and Vishnu, the protector, from the other. They met at a point. Perhaps it was fate. Perhaps it was the divine play. And as they stood before each other, each asked the other to step aside. Brahma said, "Please move, I must pass." Vishnu replied, "You should be the one to step aside. I preserve the universe." Brahma raised his voice slightly, saying, "And I created that universe. You move for me." But Vishnu reminded him calmly, "You were born from the lotus that rose from my navel. It is you who should move." Words turned into pride. Pride turned into conflict. And the air around them grew heavy with the weight of ego. To settle the question who is greater, they agreed on a contest. In that very moment, between them, a blazing pillar of light erupted from the earth. It rose like a flame, stretching upward, piercing through clouds and beyond. And downward it plunged, endlessly into the depths of the earth. It was a Shiva Lingam, but not of stone or fire, of infinity itself. They decided, "Let us find the end of this flame. Whoever finds its top or bottom shall be declared the greater." Brahma took to the skies, mounted on his swan, soaring to find the summit. Vishnu transformed into a boar Varaha, and began to burrow into the earth, to reach the base. Vishnu dug for ages, through soil, rock, time and silence. But there was no end. At last, weary and humble, he returned. Standing before the glowing column, he folded his hands and said, "There is no base to this. Shiva is infinite." Meanwhile, high in the upper worlds, Brahma flew higher and higher, searching for the top. But he found no summit, only sky upon sky, cloud upon cloud. Then, a breeze passed, and a Ketaki flower began to drift downward. Brahma caught it mid-air and asked, "Little flower, from where do you fall?" The flower replied, "I was offered to the top of this Shiva Lingam by a devotee. The wind has brought me down." Brahma's eyes narrowed. "Then you shall say, 'I brought you down.' Tell Vishnu I reached the top. In return you will be honored among flowers." And so he returned to the earth, where Vishnu was waiting. Vishnu bowed slightly and asked, "Did you find the top?" Brahma smiled. "I did. I offered my salutations to Shiva and returned with this flower as proof." Vishnu looked at the flower and asked gently, "Is this true? Did Brahma bring you down?" The flower paused and whispered, "Yes." In that moment, the pillar of fire roared with life, and Shiva revealed himself. His voice shook the three worlds. He said, "No one may reach the top of the infinite without my grace. Brahma, you have lied. And Ketaki, you have supported that lie. I shall never again accept Ketaki flowers in my worship. And Brahma, you once had 5 heads. But the mouth that spoke untruth shall now speak no more." And in that moment, with the fire of truth, Shiva severed Brahma's 5th head. But this story is more than myth. It is Mahatmyam, sacred glory, the revelation of the infinite. It happened here, not in some distant heaven, but in this very land. The column of fire that rose between Brahma and Vishnu became Arunachala, the sacred hill of Tiruvannamalai. Shiva did not appear in form. He became the hill itself. He became fire in stone stillness that radiates eternity. This is why saints, sages, seekers and wanderers come here, lifetime after lifetime, to walk around the hill, to sit in silence, to know the truth beyond words. Here ego was burned. Here the gods themselves were humbled. Here, the fire still glows quietly, steadily calling all who seek the real. So come to